Okay, in this video what I'm going to show you how to do is how to add a form to your website. Now, if you were going to have a functioning form, you'd also have to have a functioning server, and you'd have to create the web page as a PHP page. But we're not at that level at GCSE. So what we're going to actually create is a dummy form, and what I mean by that is it will look appearance wise like a form, it just won't function. Okay, now they're very easy to create, and what I'm going to do for this example is I'm going to create a form for this section here. So I've wrote here, for more information about custard creams, please use the form below. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a row to insert my form. So I'm just going to go right click, table, insert row. Now it quite annoyingly does it where it puts it in the row above instead of below. I'm just going to literally copy and paste my text, if it ever lets me, into the top row, and now I'm going to put my form in the row below. Now to do this, okay, I'm just setting that to paragraph. To do this, really easy. First of all, we need to insert a table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a table. Now with my form, I want one column for labels, and then I want one column for the actual form itself. Okay, now just watch what I do, it'll make sense in a second. So table, okay, I'm going to have 2 columns and I'm going to put 5 rows. Okay, I'm going to leave the width of the table, and I'm going to set the border thickness to 0. So there's my table. Now what I want to do is I just want to adjust the size of each side of the table, so each column. So I'm going to set it, I'm going to go down here where it says width, and I'm going to make it 400 on one side, and then on the other side, so make sure when you click inside, make sure you've actually clicked in the cell itself. I'm going to make that 400, okay, and then I'm just going to select over my whole row. I'm just going to align it to the top. Okay, what that does is if you don't align it to the top, the text will space out into the middle of the cell, which can look ugly. This side is going to be my labels, so I'm just going to scroll up here, and on where it says horizontal default, I'm just going to set it to right. And what that'll do is when we put our label in, so we'll put name, and then we'll have email, then we'll have tel number, then we'll have query, okay, and then this bottom row here is going to be our submit button. So what I'm going to do is just going to use the mouse and I'm dragging over both cells, you know, like you selected in Excel. When you selected both cells, right click, table, merge cells. I'm going to center this cell because we want the button to appear in the middle. Sorry, that's fine, it's this one we want to center. Okay, now we need to put our form items in. Now it's really easy again. Click in the first cell, and I'm just going to align these. Now it does it automatically default, but I'm just going to align it left, so it means they'll always be forced over to this side, so it'll marry up with our label. So what we need to do is we're going to put a text box in here. So I'm going to go insert, form, we want a text field. Okay, because we're not making this live, you can just click through OK. And then what I want to do is I want to adjust the width. So I'm just clicking inside it. I'm going to go to the code window. I'm going to go down to where our input is, which is here. And just after text field, after the speech marks, I'm going to press space. I'm going to write width. Okay, I'm then going to write equals. And in speech marks, I'm going to put 400. So it uses the full width of the text box. Okay, so there it is. Now you can see it's filled up our table. Little tip here, I can now copy this. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go Control C, or you can right click copy and then paste it in. So either Control V, or you can go edit paste, and I paste it down. So we've got our 4 text boxes in, and then for the last one I'm going to put my submit button. So again, click in the middle, I'm going to go insert form, button. Okay, I'm just going to click OK, click yes. Okay, so I didn't put any information in, I just clicked OK and yes, and you can see now we've got our form. So if I test it, so I'm just going to save it. Remember, if you see that little star there, it's not saved, so Control S. Okay, I'm then going to press F12 to preview it, and if we scroll down, we've got a lovely form now. Okay, now I can fill it in, it does work. Okay, the only problem is when we click submit, it just doesn't do anything with the information because it's got nowhere to send it. Okay, so that's how you insert a form into your website.